Hi, Madison.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good, how are you? Thank you
I'm
so much for taking the time out of your day to do this quick interview with us. So we just want to ask you some questions about your progress, what progress you've seen, and also just see how you felt about doing that program.
okay.
So the first question is, what was your health like before you started? What symptoms did you experience that you felt like you've seen the most improvement in?
Um, so before I started this program, I was diagnosed with scleroderma almost 4 years ago. And my first like real symptoms were Raynaud's. I had Raynaud's really bad, like attacks, like every night. It was very painful. And then I started getting skin thickening, skin discoloration, swelling of my hands. And then just recently, like within the last probably 6 months, I have started having constipation and feeling full faster and weight loss, like unexplained weight loss. So those are, and then I was also having tendon rubs as well in both wrists and both ankles. And actually, one of them was so bad, it rubbed so much my tendon ruptured and had to have surgery on my hand. So that was last year. So those were all my symptoms coming into the program. And do you want me to go ahead and tell you like everything that's improved and
Yes.
okay. So ever since doing the 6-week program, I have seen great results. I have no tendon rubs, which I have not had zero tendon rubs in 4 years. So that's like amazing. I don't have any in my ankles, none in my wrists. My skin is so much softer, and like it's not something I've just noticed. Even Lucas, my boyfriend, was telling me the other day, he was like, I can really tell your skin is like so much softer than it was before. And so that's really exciting. And then in my hands, like my hands are probably where my skin is the most tight and thick. And just recently I really noticed that I can like start seeing the veins in my hands again, which I never could because it was so thick. So, and then like another thing is when I wake up in the mornings, my fingers and hands are not as swollen as they were. Like used to, my rings would get really, really tight over like the night, and now when I wake up, like they're just normal, which is awesome. And then as far as like constipation, that has completely gone away. Like I was going before the program, I was going 4 to 5 days without using the bathroom, and I was having to take supplements and things that would help me, and it was really frustrating because then I was full and bloated, and it was just like a ripple effect. And so now I am regular, like I go every day, and I don't get that full, and I'm not bloated. So like all of that's improved as well, which is awesome. So exciting.
Uh-huh. Congratulations on your great results. We are so happy for you that you've seen such really rapid progress, that it took you so fast to recover. I remember first time that you mentioned that your tendon rubs were gone like within just a few days, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And they have stayed gone. And what about your Raynaud? So that's also has stayed gone?
Yes. So, like I think I told y'all earlier, in the summers, I usually won't take my the medicine that dilates my blood vessels to help me get circulation, just because it's warm here in Tennessee. And but I still like whenever I go to work or put my hand in a refrigerator, things like that, they'll get really, really cold, and I have to run them under warm water to get circulation and feeling back. But I've noticed this summer since I've done your program that I haven't had that. Like I haven't been taking my medicine, and like my hands have been totally fine. Haven't got cold, numb, tingly, anything like that. So that's great too. And then other things on the side, just small things, is I would have really dry eyes and dry mouth and then dry nose. And from doing the program, I've noticed like my eyes don't get as red as they did. I don't have to use eye drops as much. My mouth isn't as dry, and my nostrils, like inside, are not as like hard, like crusty. Like they're more moist, and I can like blow my nose like normal, and so that's all gone back to normal, which is really exciting.
Very good. So, what do you feel like now that you've done the program, that you've received the knowledge, the education, that you need to keep going? What do you feel like your life is gonna be now?
I feel like since doing this program that it's completely changed my life, because before I knew that like I needed to eat healthy or make changes towards helping my disease, but I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know to what extent, and like all the little details you guys have taught me. So now that I know it, just for one, it gives me hope, because I'm like, okay, there is something I can do personally to help myself. And so obviously now that I know this and I know it's like proven to work, I'm gonna do this like for the rest of my life, because like I don't want to hurt myself, like I just want to help myself. And it's exciting to know that with this terrible disease that affects like many people, that there actually is hope, because that was kind of my mindset for a while. I just felt kind of hopeless, like I'm only 20 years old and have this terrible disease and have my whole life ahead of me, and I don't want to let that control me. But now, since you like meeting you guys and doing your program, it's exciting because I know there's hope, and I've already like made so much progress. So I can't imagine like what's to come.
What do you feel like is required to succeed in this type of coaching program?
So I'm not going to say this is an easy program, because it's not, but it's doable for sure. And I think to be successful in this program, you have to be determined, for one. Like, you have to know this is what you want. You're going to do it no matter how bad it sucks. And so you definitely have to be determined. So you have to be dedicated, determined, and like you say, coachable. I think you have to be coachable and, be able to adjust to the situation. But I definitely think if you have the mindset, you can do it.
Yeah, so you feel like having the positive attitude and mindset is really important as well, right? Because it's
Yes.
Being coachable, having positive attitude, which is the qualities that you had, even though in the beginning it was challenging for you, but there was never an option for you not to do this.
Right. And a lot that was in my mindset was the moments I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to do this. But then I was like, why? Like, I'm only hurting myself if I don't do this. And if, this disease gets worse, like that's on me, because I didn't use this opportunity to my advantage, and I just quit because I was being a little baby, So it's on yourself. So I was like, I'm just hurting myself if I don't do it. So it's worth it. It really is so worth it.
Thank you so much. What else do you feel like, is there anything else that you feel like you'd like to share? Maybe somebody who's considering working with us. So what would you tell them, even if they're so scared to try something because they believe they cannot get better? Like, what would you tell them?
So, like me personally, I have already spent tons of money for over 4 years trying to see different doctors. I personally go 7 hours away twice a year to see my doctor, because she's a specialist. That costs a lot of money. All the medication, all the tests. So and then it just makes sense to me, because our bodies are meant to live off the earth and heal themselves. And you think about it, we're putting all these chemicals, things like that in our body, which are helpful, but it makes more sense that food can heal us, because that's what our body needs. And I had asked my doctor before, like probably 2 years ago, is there any certain like diet or supplement, anything I can do that will help, other than medications? And she said, well, no, there's lots of things here and there that people think, but I don't know. She didn't know. And I was like kind of discouraged by that, because I wanted to help myself. So anyone that is considering doing this but doesn't know if they should, or they're scared, like you said, there's no cure for scleroderma. So all the medications, everything that we do for scleroderma, it doesn't cure it. It just maybe helps with your symptoms. But this diet, like the amount of progress I've made in 6 weeks is more than I had ever, like I had never made progress in 4 years. I just kept getting worse slowly. So it's worth it. Like, you need to do this if you're thinking about it. If not, you're just hurting yourself. You truly need to do this.
Yes, I definitely, we've seen basically miracles happen in our program, and I think it's because we've seen it happen, we believe in it, but other people haven't seen it. So that's why they don't believe in it. But that's what motivates us keep going, is that we know people can get better. We know people can get well, and not just get well, but also reverse their antibodies. where they're no longer diagnosable as having that autoimmune disease. They just have to stick to the program long enough to see that long-term reversal in labs, not just their symptoms, but their labs as well, so that they no longer diagnosable as having the disease. And we know that can happen if they stay committed long enough to see that happen. But that's why it's really encouraging to see other people say it, especially somebody who has gone through the program, because it's not just us saying it. It's somebody who had the symptoms and who has seen the reversal in the symptoms. That's what's really gonna motivate people to make that change for themselves, so they can also have a better future. And thank you so much for your motivation, for being coachable, for sticking to the program and the process, and as well as inspiring others. And we hope that your video interview is gonna save someone's life as well, who maybe been told by their doctor that there's nothing they can do.
Yeah. Well, it's so exciting.